7 best decisions of my 20s. I woke up 30 years old and it's a trip, and I'm looking back on my 20s at my 7 best decisions that I can share with you so you can take those and you can apply them. You can make better decisions and be in a much better position going into your 30s, especially if you're a young person or even if you're older. It's never too late. So welcome in, fam. Much love. Trav here. After this video, you might want to look at my video I put out yesterday if you didn't see it, on the 6 biggest mistakes I made in my 20s. Those are things that you want to avoid. They're not regrets. They're mistakes, and I learned from those mistakes. But there's no rule that you have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes, okay? Before we get into it, I'm giving out my books. Any of my books, especially life lessons for young men. I wish I had told me sooner. If you go to my Instagram at Travis D. Woo, you find my recent post. You can comment on there or message me, say, hey, I want to read your book, and I will give you my book. It's like the long version of what I'm telling you today. So if you find value in this, you should go do that. Okay. So let's go over the 7 best decisions that I made in my 20s. Number 1, this applies to anyone, but health first. I feel so strongly about this that, you should make all of your major life decisions based on the health of your body and your mind, because what do we have here? This is all that we have. Do you want to live longer? Do you want to live better? Do you want a better lifestyle? Do you want more energy? And when you put your health first, you perform better, you're more energetic, you're more prolific, you're more productive, you're more magnetic, you're a better emotion, more balance, more control, greater mastery. So putting health first doesn't just mean like, I'm gonna work out. It means making decisions about where you're gonna live based on how it's gonna affect your health. You're gonna make decisions based on what you're gonna do on Friday and Saturday night on how it's gonna affect your health. You're gonna make decisions on what career or job I'm going to take based on what impact it's going to have on my health. So that's pretty huge. However, if you don't do that, if you take a look around now and you take another look around in 10 years, you're going to notice a tremendous difference between people who prioritize health, people who didn't. People get fat, people get out of shape. It's not a guarantee you're going to get fitter as you get older. In fact, most people get less healthy because they don't prioritize it, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, I love to preach on this one. And I'm not perfect, but becoming sober, I talk about it. People ask, Trav, what did weed do that was negative for you? It takes time, it takes energy, it takes money. It forces you to have a certain kind of connection. It's hard to quit because it drags you in a whole social circle. And the major thing is it disrupts your deep dream sleep. And if you chronically disrupt your deep dream sleep, it's going to really massively affect you mentally, emotionally, physically in many ways. So becoming sober, not drinking, not being on my phone all the time is how I define sobriety. Like turning my phone off by 9. Today I didn't even turn on my phone until after 10 a.m. and I get up early. And sobriety includes no pornography. And just having clean habits in your life. You got way more energy. You're going to feel better. You have way more pride in yourself. And it's going to make you a better leader because people are going to want to better themselves just for being around you. So sobriety is huge. Number 3, I'm going to say like self-education. So, I did go to college. I actually like college. But after graduating, I continued to learn, spent aggressively on hiring coaches, on hiring mentors. I've taken a lot of online courses. I've read a lot of books. I probably spent maybe $15,000 on education, continuing education in my 20s. For some people, that's not that much. There's people who spend a lot more, but that's a pretty good chunk of change to spend on coaches, mentors, courses, and books. But I got all that money back. It leveled up my skills. It saved me from making greater mistakes. It made me a higher value person. It cultured me reading all these books. This looks like shit. Self-educate. It's not just money that it costs, but time, Sobriety. I gave up the parties, and I gave up the escapism, and I would just read for 2 hours a night I really started more when I was 25. I took Tai Lopez 67 steps, and I was like, you're right, dude, I'm not reading nearly enough. And I like to read. So in the last 6 years, read 1 to 2 hours a night, read maybe 1,000 books. You get through a lot of books when you read 1 to 2 hours a night. So yeah, self-education. I recommend that you do this. It's easy to be like, oh, I don't have time, or I don't value it. Like, why don't you value it? Trust me, you're going to see massive gains over the long term. Like, tremendous gains if you do this. Okay. Number 4 is, and I'm not saying all of this is for everyone. I'm saying this is my best decisions, and it could be your best decisions too. It might be, it might not be. Online business. I started an online business, and it was a lot of work, and built self-education, set it up, but I, multiplied my impact, allowed me to make more money, and has allowed me tremendous opportunity, which is going to set up 5, 6, and 7, tremendous freedom. And you might say, hey, I don't want to do online business, and that's fair. I don't want to spend more time on my phone. I don't want to spend more time on my computer. I don't want to spend more time on social media. For lifestyle, yeah. If you want to do online business, you want to hit a home run. Your goal isn't to make a new job where you're on the computer. You want to multiply your impact. And my feeling is I'm going to spend a couple hours online every day anyways, no matter what. I might as well be getting paid for that. And recognize the opportunity of the internet. I want to make a bigger impact. I want to multiply my impact, right? So, might be for you, might not be for you. I kind of stopped teaching this. I'm not selling a course for this anymore because, my way of teaching is just not for most people. Mine's if you want to build a personal brand, you can reach out to me, but there's probably other better people for teaching that. Number 5, travel. Travel is overrated and also rated correctly. It's rated really highly. The thing about travel is you will learn that it's not really necessary, but you almost have to do it to learn that it's not necessary. But what it does is it allows you to, it cultures you. It opens your mind to seeing different ways of living. But I think the main thing is travel is going to allow you to move to a better place. And that's at times the key of happiness. You might be in the best place for your career and for your life and for your money and for your happiness, and you might not be. So travel for me, and I talk about this in my book, is I want to set up the best place for me, and that's super important before I even have a long-term partner, because if I'm a long-term partner in a place that I hate, I'm gonna move, right? So travel is scouting out also where do I want to have kids, thinking to the next phase, and then eventually you move there, right? So travel is scouting, but I'm not just saying travel for fun. Travel was the best thing for me because it set me up to move to Hawaii, okay, which is coming up. 6 is, for me, was moving into agriculture. For you, this isn't necessarily agriculture, but it's moving into the correct career. When you get out of school or when you graduate, it might just be I'm going to take any job. I want to make money. But you want to try more things. You want to experiment. And in my case, the online business gave me tremendous free time. So I could volunteer. I could try different things. And I found agriculture, for me, it's a great lifestyle. It helps me stay really healthy and fit. And it gives me greater purpose, greater mission. Brings me closer to God, does some nice things for me. So for you, you could say just right career. I just fucking love working on the farm, and I think it matters a lot. So, and narrowing my purpose, it's a magnetic thing. now I have all the gravity in the world coming towards me, right? Okay. Number 7. This is the big one for me. And I'm just going to say moving for you, because not everyone can move to Hawaii. A lot of people say, oh, I want to move to Hawaii, because I say it was really helpful for me. Well, it was good for me because, the climate and how I look and agriculture and online business. If you don't have all those things, it might not be for you. Hawaii is really expensive. It's not a good place to live if you're not sure, if you don't have side income necessarily, or a real promising career out here. It's not for you if you can't handle the blazing sun all the time. That's good for me. But the point is, I wasn't going to be happy in Seattle. I wasn't going to be maximum happy in Northern California. I think that, Hawaii is the optimal place for me to be. In order to move to Hawaii, though, I had to say, I'm going to do year-round agriculture. I've traveled here. I have online business. And, hey, this is a good, healthy lifestyle. So it all led to this. So those are the 7 best decisions I made in my 20s. And again, if you want my book, just go to Travis D. Wu. Hit me up there on Instagram. I'll be happy to send it over to you. So appreciate you, much love, and I look forward to connecting with you further. If you found this useful, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, do all that. So thank you, and talk to you soon.